Okay.
Hi, I'm Shirley Betts. Thank you for coming to listen to my speech on emissions control. Imagine our only air becoming unbreathable because every state did not take consideration of how we treat the environment or control the air we breathe. The state of Kansas should implement a mandatory emissions inspection for drivers to protect health and the environment. We will be learning about some important facts involving the states and emission laws that will make you want to help Kansas take a step towards our state being one of all states having inspection requirements. Our future living with clean air for living beings is at stake if we don't do more to help keep the air clean. To help paint the picture in your mind, think back to a time you may have smelled gas fumes while driving, the awful smell and the source of it. Emissions like smog from cars are harmful to our health. It is released from cars into the air that we breathe. IQ Air of the Science ABC Journal reports that ingredients in exhaust is harmful and contains many ingredients such as carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxides, formaldehyde, which is what they use to embalm the dead, benzene, sulfur dioxide, and soot. Here's a list of these chemicals. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, tasteless, odorless gas. In and of itself, it is one of the chief culprits that make exhaust fumes hazardous to human health, as it binds the hemoglobin in our blood, which results in suffocation. Benzene product produces cancer-causing agents that can severely impact bone marrow, and a drop in the number of red blood cells, which causes anemia. Sulfur dioxide is also a colorless gas that irritates the respiratory system and is associated with asthma and other similar illnesses. There are certain non-toxic components like water, vapor, and nitrogen. According to the Washington State Department of Ecology, carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless, poisonous gas emitted from the vehicle's exhaust as a result of incomplete combustion. It interferes with the blood's ability to carry oxygen to the brain, heart, and other tissues. People with breathing problems like asthma, pulmonary disease, or emphysema can have even more harmful effects on their bodies from these emissions. For example, I have asthma and was stuck behind a large exhaust truck in the McDonald's drive-thru. The fumes were so bad I had to use my inhaler and ended up with a headache. Furthermore, the ozone layer will eventually not do its job due to the vast output of emissions. The definition of emissions is energy expelled in the form of heat, waves, or gas. According to the Union of Concerned Scientists, passenger vehicles are a major contributor to large amounts of pollution. It also discusses the future of these dangerous oil-related emissions arising in the next few years. Some strong federal and state policies have helped cut pollution from cars with more improvement standards from future emission requirements. On March 13, 2018, Jenny Green writes in Sciencing.com about the effects of car pollution. She says cars and trucks emit carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, which contribute to 1/5 of the United States' total global warming pollution. Heat gets trapped in the atmosphere and creates rising temperatures. Higher temperatures affect farming, wildlife, sea levels, and natural landscapes. The good news is the United States did pass the federal law for the Clean Air Act in 1963. That puts regulations in place for air quality. If the emissions are bad for our body, they are also bad for our environment. Check out this video written by Michelle Carol Nerona, found on https://youtube.com. It is a good video that helps explain car pollution in a way that we can see for those of us that are visual learners. Toxic vehicle fluids, motor oils, transmission, gasoline, air conditioning refrigerants, For these reasons, I believe we should be a state that requires emissions requirements and testing. Due to the rising effects of how we are affected by pollutants in the emissions of transportation, I would hope we would all want to change the state laws regarding them. The state of Kansas should implement a mandatory emissions inspection for drivers to protect our health and the environment. As you can see, I've proven that by our state not having these laws in place, Kansas is contributing to our health and environmental downfall. And finally, you should check out the endless web of information out there to help make up your mind further on helping to advocate Kansas' need to change our laws on emissions inspections. That's it.